Good afternoon. I am Vanessa Thomas with the 4 o'clock news on the street 919 FM and online Facebook and YouTube on Iwer TV. In the headlines, Budget Day is announced. Citizens get early warning that they may have to pay more at the pumps next year if oil prices remain high. The Prime Minister assures the population that TNT's economy has not collapsed, and internationally, Daniel becomes the first hurricane of the 2022 Atlantic season. And now the news in detail. Budget Day has been announced as Monday, September 26th. The announcement was made earlier today by Finance Minister Iwer during the question and answer segment of the Spotlight on the Economy hosted by the Finance Ministry. Without giving further details, Mr. Iwer advised that it would be a wait and see presentation. Meanwhile, Minister Iwer issued an early warning to the population of Trinidad and Tobago. Expect to pay more at the pumps if oil prices remain high. Iwer said the government cannot sustain the current fuel subsidy if oil prices remain as is. Minister Iwer said for the financial year 2022, the government would have paid some $2.6 billion to subsidize fuel. He was speaking during the Spotlight on the Economy Forum today when he made the statements. In other news, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley is assuring citizens that TNT's economy has not collapsed. He said, despite all the challenges the country has faced in recent times, we are still standing. Dr. Rowley noted that TNT is no longer in the situation that it was in some 24 months ago during the COVID-19 pandemic. He urged, however, that we must continue to stay the course because if we don't, we could undo a lot of the good work that has been done. The Prime Minister was also speaking during his opening remarks at today's Spotlight on the Economy hosted by the Ministry of Finance. In more news, President General of the Oilfield Workers Trade Union, Ansel Roger, is warning that there could be consequences if workers' rights remain unaddressed. He is also hinting that another major demonstration by trade unions could be on the horizon. Roger sounded the alarm during protests this morning by CEMEX and TCL workers. He promised that the action workers are going to take will be fully within the ambit of the law. It will be legal and it will be effective. The government has earmarked $200 million for healthcare workers who worked tirelessly since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. Finance Minister Iwer made the announcement today while speaking at the Spotlight on the Economy event hosted by the Ministry of Finance. On August 23rd, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley told attendees at a PNM meeting at the Belmont Center that he would instruct the Finance Minister to include a separate and special payment for health workers to thank them for their service. At the time, Dr. Rowley said Minister Iwer had no clue about his intention. Finally, on the international scene, Daniel is now the season's first hurricane with sustained winds of 75 miles per hour and even higher gusts, the U.S. National Hurricane Center said in its latest update. Daniel is not promising much drama, however, since she is far offshore and won't come ashore for at least 5 days. The storm is expected to hover over the open Atlantic during the next couple of days before heading to the northeast early next week, the Hurricane Center said. It added that Daniel will become only a Category 2 hurricane and will remain almost stationary throughout the weekend. The Hurricane Center announced on Thursday that Daniel had become a named storm in the North Atlantic, the first since July 3rd. That means that last month was the first August in 25 years to go without a single named storm in the Atlantic. The last time a season's first hurricane came this late was on September 11th, 2013, with Hurricane Humberto. And that was the 4 o'clock news on the street 919 FM and online, Facebook and YouTube on Iwer TV. Recapping the headlines, Budget Day is announced. Citizens get early warning that they may have to pay more at the pumps next year if oil prices remain high. The Prime Minister assures the population that TNT's economy has not collapsed And internationally, Daniel becomes first hurricane of the 2022 Atlantic season. Do enjoy your afternoon and your weekend and continue to be safe. I am Vanessa Thomas.
News from the street. 919fm.com.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street. 919 FM.
We are the street. 919 FM. The only radio station bringing perfect balance between entertainment and talk. Updating you with current affairs and social issues.
So what, we should just sit down and take the foolishness that's being meted out because of all you feel that all you're real bad?
Right? Unlike his situation that I don't even want to go back and bring up and highlight.
You don't have a good record where that is concerned?
Having you in the loop with trends and entertainment. Providing music that lives on.
Darling, I feel the disco.
And spiritual food for the body, mind, and soul.
Satan soul, bold face. We're not taking that.
The Street. 919 FM.
Tune into The Street 91.9 FM
Every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
for the Repairing of the Breach radio program with me, Bishop Showinau Thomas.
The scripture says, "And they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places."
Thou shalt raise up the foundation of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairers of the breach, the restorers of the paths to dwell in.
Don't miss it. Repairing the Breach radio program with Bishop Sherwin R. Thomas on The Street 919 FM every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Good, that boat ride looking like it real bad.
Are you ready for that boat experience again? The Sea Champion and the Embassy say, book with us for that unforgettable boat ride experience. Sea Champion leaving from King's Wharf, San Fernando, and the Embassy leaving from Breakfast Shed, Port of Spain, or Westside Trinidad. For more information, call 399-5959, 281-4723, or email us at coralvisiontt@gmail.com. Book now and reserve your cruise.
Hey, that boat ride look like it's not wet.
It's the weekend.
Yo. It's a feel-good weekend. On the street.
I wanna make love to you.
Where we turn down the talk and turn up the music. Playing all your favorite songs and artists of yesterday and today.
We sing, say me after them before. When all the sun get red, I'm like a blazing fire.
Right here on
The Street 919 FM. Share the law.